begun. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reached the Nigam Bodh Ghat for the last rites of former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. You had Prime Minister Modi pay tribute to Dr. Manmohan Singh. Remember him, remember his experiences with Manmohan Singh when he was the Prime Minister and the current Prime Minister was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. Modi spoke about his interactions with Dr. Manmohan Singh over the years. He paid a tribute to Dr. Manmohan Singh. There was a video tribute, there was a text tribute that was paid, and we're looking at the live pictures as the Chiefs of Staff also reach the Nigam Bodh Ghat for the final journey of former Prime Minister. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, President of India Draupadi Murmu will also be present at the Nigam Bodh Ghat to pay their last respects to Dr. Manmohan Singh. Cabinet Minister, Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju on your screens there, laying a wreath, paying his farewell to Dr. Manmohan Singh, the late Prime Minister. The entire top cabinet of the Modi government present in attendance at the Nigam Bodh Ghat to salute Dr. Manmohan Singh in his final journey. These are live images, ladies and gentlemen, from the Nigam Bodh Ghat, the national capital, where the mortal remains of the former Prime Minister has been brought for the last rites. The procession carrying Dr. Manmohan Singh's mortal remains reached the crematorium a little after 11:30 this morning, where the last rites are being conducted. Leaders from different political parties cutting across the political spectrum are paying their tributes. JP Nadda on your screen. JP Nadda, who is the health minister, also the BJP president, paying his tribute, laying a wreath at the mortal remains of the former Prime Minister, paying tribute to him. You have the Delhi Lieutenant Governor on your screens as well, seated along with the defense chiefs, the Army Chief, the Navy Chief, the Air Chief, also in attendance at Nigam Bodh Ghat, remembering Dr. Manmohan Singh in his final journey. You had different world leaders also paid tribute to Dr. Manmohan Singh. From Singapore, you had the heads of state, top ministers remembering. You had Joe Biden this morning. Also remember Dr. Manmohan Singh and the role that he played in bolstering the India-US relationship. Joe Biden this morning said that the unprecedented level of cooperation between the United States and India would not have been possible without Manmohan Singh's strategic vision and political courage. Biden, in the White House statement, read that from forging the US-India civil nuclear agreement to helping launch the first Quad between Indo-Pacific partners, he chartered path-breaking progress that will continue to strengthen our nations and the world for generations to come. Okay, that's Union Home Minister Amit Shah, and you have Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh now. Rajnath Singh paying his tribute to Dr. Manmohan Singh. And you have different video outputs live on different news agencies across the world, in fact. Even the Associated Press carrying a live stream of India paying its tribute to Dr. Manmohan Singh. And you're looking at the pictures. You have Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla now laying a wreath at the mortal remains of the former Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh. On your screen right now, ladies and gentlemen, visuals of Prime Minister Modi paying his respect to the former Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh. These are visuals of the Prime Minister paying his last respects to the legacy and memories of Dr. Manmohan Singh. He's shared pictures, in fact, yesterday, the Prime Minister, of all his memorable interactions with Dr. Manmohan Singh over the years. Prime Minister Modi to his right, flanked by Rajnath Singh, the Defence Minister, to his right, the Home Minister. And you had the Prime Minister address the nation on Friday, paying his tribute to Manmohan Singh and describe his passing as a great loss for the nation. Prime Minister Modi also highlighted Manmohan Singh's contribution to the country. He asserted that his life exemplified values of integrity, of simplicity. And on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President of India, Jagdeep Dhan, tribute to Dr. Manmohan Singh, his last respects, saying a silent prayer before laying a wreath at the mortal remains. The Prime Minister said that Manmohan will always be remembered as an honest man, a great economist, a leader who dedicated himself to reforms. Very, very flowery tribute being paid. And across the world, there have been tributes coming in. You're looking at pictures of Jigme Khesar Namgyal Wangchuk, His Majesty the Druk Kyalpo Jigme Khesar Namgyal Wangchuk, the fifth and the reigning king of Bhutan, also at the Nigam Bodh Ghat to pay tribute to late Dr. Manmohan Singh. In fact, a few hours ago, you had a very detailed statement that was put out by the White House as well, as the US President, the outgoing US President, Joe Biden, remembered his interactions with Dr. Manmohan Singh, talking about the India-US relationships, especially under the Congress UPA regime. And these are live pictures coming in. You can also see the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah, and to his right, okay, live pictures, ladies and gentlemen, of the President of India, Draupadi Murmu. President of India arriving at the Nigam Bodh Ghat to pay her last respects to the Prime Minister, former Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh. In fact, President Murmu paid her last respects. She was at the residence of Dr. Manmohan Singh on Friday. She offered condolences to the family members of Dr. Manmohan Singh. And in her condolence message, she also said that the former Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, was one of those rare politicians who also straddled the worlds of academia and administration with equal ease. In his various roles in public offices, he made critical contributions to reforming the Indian economy. He will always be remembered for his service to the nation, his unblemished political life, and his utmost humility. His passing is a great loss to all of us. I pay my respectful homage to one of the greatest sons of Bharat and convey my heartfelt condolences to his family, friends, and admirers. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar and his wife, the Second Lady, Sudesh Dhankar, on Friday also paid tribute to the former Prime Minister. And President Murmu there saluting the mortal remains of Dr. Manmohan Singh. The final tribute by the President of India, President Draupadi Murmu, at the Nigam Bodh Ghat.
Sir.
Live pictures from the Nigam Bodh Ghat as President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President of India Jagdeep Dhankar, Prime Minister Narendra Modi. You have the King of Bhutan, Jigme Khesar Namgyal Wangchuk, also at the Nigam Bodh Ghat. Home Minister Amit Shah, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. At the funeral ceremony of Dr. Manmohan Singh, as they lead the nation in paying the final respects to the former Prime Minister of India. The Chief of the Indian Army, the Navy, Chief of Air Staff, also present at the Nigam Bodh Ghat as they salute the former Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh, for his contribution to India. The final salute with full state honours, draped in the tricolour at the Nigam Bodh Ghat. Most people would agree about the manner in which Dr. Manmohan Singh conducted himself personally, his accomplishments as a scholar and economist over the years. Many would argue about his mixed legacy as a Prime Minister, as a full-time politician. These are pictures of the final send-off with full state honours for the former Prime Minister of India, who breathed his last on Thursday night in the national capital. Dr. Manmohan Singh's final journey. President Murmu attending the final rites. Bhutan King Jigme Namgyal Wangchuk there also laid a wreath in the mortal remains of the former Prime Minister. Prime Minister Modi, who paid a tribute to former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. In fact, before Prime Minister Modi, it was Dr. Manmohan Singh who was India's Prime Minister between 2004 to 2014. For 10 years, he was the Prime Minister of India. You had the Mauritius Foreign Minister as well arrive in Delhi for the funeral of the former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. So from Bhutan, from Mauritius, dignitaries arriving at the Nigam Bodh Ghat to attend the last rites of the former Prime Minister. The last salute at Nigam Bodh Ghat. Just going through some of the condolence messages of how different leaders remember the life and contribution of Dr. Manmohan Singh. Prime Minister Modi, one of them, who wrote a long, detailed account of his reflection on how Dr. Manmohan Singh, the economist and then the politician, held office. The Prime Minister in his address spoke about how his life was an example for future generations regarding how we can rise above struggles, achieve greater heights. Prime Minister Modi also said that Manmohan Singh will always be remembered as an honest man, a great economist, and a leader who dedicated himself to reforms. As an economist, he provided a lot of services to the nation. During a challenge that he faced, he served as RBI governor when he was finance minister in the cabinet of former Prime Minister and Bharat Ratna P.V. Narasimha Rao. He gave the country that was reeling under economic crisis a new direction in terms of economy. That's how Prime Minister Modi remembered him. In fact, President Murmu also left a condolence message for the family of Dr. Manmohan Singh, saying that the former Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, was one of the rare politicians who also straddled the worlds of academia and administration with equal ease. And then in his various roles in public offices, he made critical contributions to reforming the Indian economy. He will always be remembered for his service to the nation, his unblemished political life, his utmost humility, and that his passing is a great loss to the entire country, and that she joins the nation in paying respectful homage to one of the greatest sons of Bharat, and to convey heartfelt condolences to family, friends, and admirers. Once again, these are live pictures coming in from the Nigam Bodh Ghat in New Delhi. Let's see if we have an audio layer there. If we have an audio layer, live audio layer, we will cut across live. The live feed also broadcasting via Doordarshan, ANI, and global feeds including Associated Press are beaming out these pictures from Nigam Bodh Ghat. Let's cut across live.
So, final tributes to late former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, Prime Minister Modi among the top dignitaries who are present to offer their tributes to the late former Prime Minister. World leaders who are present to offer their tributes, from Bhutan's king to Mauritius finance minister, who are present at the funeral of Dr. Manmohan Singh.
Looking back at the life and the achievements of Dr. Manmohan Singh, from Padma Vibhushan to global recognitions, India's 13th Prime Minister, passed away at the age of 92, leaving a legacy of economic reforms. Many will remember him for his tenure as a finance minister in the 1990s. Among the different national and international honors, in fact, even before political life, he has served as the governor of the Reserve Bank of India. He served as a secretary in the finance ministry. He's been a deputy chairman of the planning commission. Has been an advisor to the Prime Minister, has been a chairman of the University Grants Commission. Among the national and international honours for Dr. Manmohan Singh, received the Padma Vibhushan in 1987, India's second highest civilian honour. And then the Jawaharlal Nehru Birth Centenary Award in 1995. The Outstanding Parliamentarian Award in 2002 from the Indian Parliamentary Group. The Wright Prize for Distinguished Performance Award in 1995, the Adam Smith Prize in 1996 from the St. John's College in Cambridge, the Order of King Abdulaziz in 2010, which is Saudi Arabia's second highest civilian honor, Order of the Polonia Flowers 2014, Japan's second highest civilian honor. And over the years, during his rule, especially as India's 13th Prime Minister between 2004 and 2014, at different points of time, global news magazines like the Forbes that ranked him among the world's one of the world's most powerful people for 3 consecutive years, especially between 11, 12 and 13. Most remember Dr. Manmohan Singh's passing, legacy, leaving behind to the country's economic growth. It was Manmohan Singh's government which also introduced the National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, or the NREGA, which later came to be known as Manrega. Another achievement under Dr. Manmohan Singh was the Right to Information Act, passed in 2005 under his government, which made transparency of information between government and public better. RTI, as we know it, was passed under Dr. Manmohan Singh. He retired from the Rajya Sabha in 2024, earlier this year, after serving for over 33 years in the government. And these are pictures you're seeing from the national capital as the nation unites to pay tribute to Manmohan Singh. The King of Bhutan also present there. Jigme Kesar Namgyal Wangchuk is at the Nigam Bodh Ghat, the Mauritius Foreign Minister Dhananjay Ramphul paying tributes to former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. We saw pictures of Wangchuk, the Bhutanese king, laying a wreath in the mortal remains of Dr. Singh. India's relations with several countries, in fact, including Bhutan and Mauritius, saw a significant upswing during Manmohan Singh's prime ministership rather. I'm cutting across live as you look at these pictures of Dr. Manmohan Singh being laid to rest. Prayers as his family surrounds the mortal remains one last time. These are final pictures, pictures of the final journey as the nation bids adieu to Dr. Manmohan Singh in the national capital. In fact, I want to go across and get you the message that was sent in from the White House earlier today when Joe Biden, the US President, the outgoing US President, also remembered the contribution of Dr. Manmohan Singh, saying that the unprecedented level of cooperation between the United States and India would not have been possible without the Prime Minister's strategic vision, his political courage. Joe Biden, in a statement earlier, said that he and the First Lady Jill Biden joined the people of India in grieving the loss of the former Prime Minister. From forging the US-India civil nuclear agreement to helping launch the first Quad between Indo-Pacific partners, how Manmohan Singh charted path-breaking progress that will continue to strengthen India and America, the relationship between these two countries and the world for generations to come. How he was a true statesman, a dedicated public servant, and above all, how he was kind and humble.
Hold for the next time.
तो अब अंतिम संस्कार के लिए
looking at the live pictures of the family of Dr. Manmohan Singh, the family and friends, the close circle of Dr. Manmohan Singh conduct the last rites. Sikh priests and family members of the former Prime Minister reciting verses from the Gurbani before the last rites, as we remember Dr. Manmohan Singh one last time. Across the world there have been tributes pouring in for the late Prime Minister. You're looking at the Bhutanese king who's present there at the Nigam Bodh Ghat as the nation joins in paying tribute to Dr. Manmohan Singh. As we look back at the life of Dr. Manmohan Singh and his contribution to India's economy, as we get the pictures from the Nigam Bodh Ghat, where we just have seen the Sikh priests and the family members of the Prime Minister, the late Prime Minister, recite verses from the Gurbani, prayers before the final journey. I want to go across also to Ajay Bagga, who's joining us. Ajay Bagga is a market expert and an economist, and he has followed the markets for many years now. And Ajay, when you look back to sum up what Dr. Manmohan Singh's contribution was, and before I go across to that, I'm getting in more details of the different dignitaries who have been present at the Nigam Bodh Ghat to pay their last respects to Dr. Manmohan Singh. The Bhutanese king, the king of Bhutan, seated to the left of the President of India, President of India, Draupadi Murmu. You have the king of Bhutan, Jigme Khesar Namgyal Wangchuk. Mauritius Foreign Minister also flying into Delhi this morning to pay tribute to the former Prime Minister. Both leaders laying a wreath on the mortal remains of Dr. Singh during the last rites at Nigam Bodh Ghat. The 13th Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh, served from 2004 to 2014, known among most of the leaders in India and the world for someone who opened up the economy. And on that, I want to get in Ajay Bagga. Ajay, are you there? Ajay, good morning. Ajay, how would you remember Dr. Manmohan Singh when you look back at his contribution, especially to the opening up of the economy in the 1990s? Staying with these pictures of the last rites of former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. The Prime Minister, in fact, paid a video tribute to Manmohan Singh, remembering his contributions and his interactions with the Prime Minister, the late Prime Minister that is, saying that his life was an example for future generations regarding how we can rise above struggles, achieve greater heights. Prime Minister Modi saying that he will remember Manmohan Singh as an honest man, a great economist and a leader who dedicated himself to reforms. The last rites are underway at Nigam Bodh Ghat in New Delhi as India bids goodbye to Dr. Manmohan Singh. I want to go across and get in Ajay Bagga, who's on the phone line with us. Ajay, if you can hear me, we're looking at these pictures of the nation paying tribute to Dr. Manmohan Singh, his final journey. How would the nation remember him, especially given his contributions to opening up of the economy, to bring in liberalization? Ajay.
Okay.
Ajay sir, start speaking on the mic. Sir, start speaking, sir. Cue, sir.
What is the question?
All right, we're getting in these live pictures. I'm going back to the live pictures once again. Live pictures of the final journey of Dr. Manmohan Singh. As we look at dignitaries cutting across the political spectrum, gather at Nigam Bodh Ghat to pay tribute to Dr. Manmohan Singh. Ajay Bagga is joining us live right now. Ajay, how do you remember the contributions and recollect the contributions of Dr. Manmohan Singh, especially his tenure in the 1990s as a finance minister under P.V. Narasimha Rao and his role in opening up the economy? Ajay.
Yeah, a very knowledgeable person, a very humble person, a very patriotic, personally, a very high personal level of integrity. But what I would say, the missed opportunity was for him to have influenced more in the second term as Prime Minister, when things were going wrong and around him, it was various parties going all for themselves and not putting the national dharma on top. So great contribution as a technocrat, as an economist, as a financial administrator. In the 1990s, he had the protection of P.V. Narasimha Rao, which really enabled him to unleash the economic reforms. But the missed opportunity was, I would say, term 2 as Prime Minister. And if things were not working out, probably he should have stepped out rather than participate in what went on at that time.
Thank you Ajay for joining us on Public TV. I'm going through some of the tributes that poured in. The tributes that poured in for Dr. Manmohan Singh in the last 24 hours. The tributes that poured in for Dr. Manmohan Singh in the last 24 hours. The President of India, who's also at the Nigam Bodh Ghat to pay her last respects to the former Prime Minister, she remembered Dr. Manmohan Singh as one of those rare politicians, one of the rare politicians who also straddled the worlds of academia and administration with equal ease, saying that in his various roles in public offices, he made critical contributions to reforming the Indian economy, and how he will always be remembered for his service to the nation, his unblemished political life, and his utmost humility, and how his passing was a great loss to all of us. That was the Prime Minister, the President of India, Murmu, and how she remembered Dr. Manmohan Singh, the leader, the 13th Prime Minister of India, who served from 2004 to 2014. A message that also came in from Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, who remembered Dr. Manmohan Singh as a distinguished economist who transformed India's economic landscape. A Padma Vibhushan awardee, architect of India's economic liberalization in 1991. And how he boldly steered our nation through a critical transition, opening new pathways for growth and prosperity. Jagdeep Dhankar remembering some of his interactions, saying that he had meaningful, insightful interactions with Dr. Manmohan Singh over the years, and how his profound understanding of economy, his gentle demeanor, and unwavering commitment to India's progress will forever be etched in his memory. And most people across the world, especially in India, cutting across the political spectrum, one aspect that they credit Dr. Manmohan Singh for was his role during the 1991 economic liberalization, the reforms that he brought in as a finance minister of India under P.V. Narasimha Rao. Bharat Ratna P.V. Narasimha Rao was then the Prime Minister, and under him was Manmohan Singh, the finance minister, who brought in those reforms. And politicians, personalities from all walks of life who have remembered Dr. Manmohan Singh, the former Prime Minister, talking about his role back then. Many would say a mixed legacy as a Prime Minister. He faced many controversies as the Prime Minister of India. Under him, his watch, some of India's biggest scams were reported. And these are live pictures coming in from the Nigam Bodh Ghat. The Prime Minister of India, Home Minister Amit Shah, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, top cabinet ministers, the Congress leadership. You have the Bhutanese king. The Bhutanese king Jigme Wangchuk also present at the Nigam Bodh Ghat, along with the Mauritius foreign minister. Foreign dignitaries also arriving at Nigam Bodh Ghat to pay their last respects to the former Prime Minister of India. These are live images from Delhi's Nigam Bodh Ghat, where President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Modi laid wreaths, said a silent prayer in the memory of Dr. Manmohan Singh, the departed Congress leader and the former Prime Minister of India. Besides them, we had Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Home Minister Amit Shah, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, Rajya Sabha Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar, leaders of opposition Mallikarjun Kharge, Rahul Gandhi, among the top leaders who paid their tributes to the former Prime Minister at the crematorium. The Chief of Defence Staff, General Anil Chauhan, the three service chiefs also paying their last respects to Dr. Manmohan Singh. A few minutes back, you had the procession carrying Dr. Manmohan Singh's mortal remains reaching the crematorium, where the last rites are being conducted as we speak. As per the Sikh traditions, the final prayer, reciting verses from the Gurbani before the last rites were conducted. Among those present at the last rites are family members of the former Prime Minister, Sikh priests who are also there, saying a prayer, reciting verses from Gurbani before the last rites proceed. Draped in the tricolour, the flower-bedecked casket of the mortal remains of Dr. Manmohan Singh, raised at a platform where leaders cutting across party lines have been paying their tributes to Dr. Manmohan Singh for the last almost 90 minutes. His final journey began this morning from the AICC headquarters, the Congress party headquarters, after top Congress leaders paid homage to their departed leader. A large number of Congress workers and leaders, along with Dr. Manmohan Singh's well-wishers, this morning walked along chanting slogans, some of them like "Jab tak suraj chand rahega, tab tak tera naam rahega." You had the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, who also accompanied the procession alongside Dr. Manmohan Singh's relatives this morning. His mortal remains were taken to the AICC headquarters from his residence on 3 Motilal Nehru Road a little before 9 a.m. I think I have Suhail Seth joining us on this broadcast. Suhail, as we beam these live pictures from the Nigam Bodh Ghat, the final moments before Dr. Manmohan Singh is laid to rest, final prayers are being recited. How would you remember his legacy, Suhail?
Human beings who traversed our nation. Everyone knows what his contribution was as an economist, as finance minister, all of that. But let me tell you one thing, that there is no question about the greatness of this man because of the humility with which he carried his duties, the grace that he brought to his office, the eloquence with which and his silence was more eloquent, and I mean it sincerely. Sometimes silence says a lot more than expressions. No. And I'm delighted as an Indian that we had a giant of a man like Dr. Manmohan Singh lead us, that we had a humanist like Dr. Manmohan Singh as our Prime Minister. And his legacy, trust me, will be remembered only in these words, that he was a fine human being who embodied the goodness and was an avowed patriot and a great nationalist.
Last night you were on the debate, Suhail, when we look back at the legacy of Dr. Manmohan Singh. Of course, you can't dispute his academic record, right? I mean, the economist that he was, many would argue his role as a politician. But you can't, of course, play down the role that he played in 1991. Most people across the political spectrum remember the role that he played. Of course, the Prime Minister then was P.V. Narasimha Rao. He was a finance minister. And many credit him for opening up of the economy, right, bringing those reforms in which has paved the way, some say, to how India is shaped over the years.
The point is, we can keep going back and forth on the economic value that he added, whether his strategy was right, whether he did the right thing, whether he was too silent, whether he was kowtowing the lines of the Gandhi family. Those, to my mind, are trivia. And I'll tell you why. They're trivia because in the larger analysis of his life, what do you remember? You remember people who have inspired through their living. Why do we remember Mahatma Gandhi with such fondness? Because he embodied a certain amount of goodness. Why do we remember Vajpayee? We remember Vajpayee not because of all the prime ministerial decisions he made, but because he was intrinsically secular. He was a poet who understood India, who understood the vagaries of our nation. And that's how I remember Manmohan Singh. I'm not an economist. I don't pretend to be one. I don't want to be one. I'm not a finance expert, and I don't want to be one. Am I an avowed Indian? I am. Am I patriotic? I am. Do I believe my country needs good people at the helm? I do. And in that sense...
He drew the roadmap of India's economic reform, as many have argued over the last few days. In the 1990s, as a finance minister, playing a role in unshackling the economy from the license Raj, pulling it back from the brink, even when the gold reserve was pledged. And that is why they had to open up the economy. The former Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, being laid to rest at the Nigam Bodh Ghat in the national capital. I'm going back to Suhail Seth, the gun salute as he's laid to rest with full state honours in India's national capital at the Nigam Bodh Ghat. I'm going back to Suhail. Suhail, I had to cut you short there to cut to the gun salute, but go on, Suhail.
We are short of goodness that is inspirational. We are short of goodness that is aspirational. And in every which way he ticked the right boxes. Tell me, for a man who studied under a public lamppost, who used kerosene lamps to light his life as a student, who then went to Oxford and Cambridge on scholarships, who then came back to India and then did yeoman service for this country. I mean, he's the embodiment of if you can dream, you can do. Is there someone speaking at the back?
Go on, Suhail.
So I'm saying, in every which way, he was that embodiment. And we need good people. We need good people to hold a candle to other good people or other not so good people. I, as a citizen of India, I'm delighted that I had him as my Prime Minister. For other reasons, I'm delighted that I have Narendra Modi as my Prime Minister. At one time, I was delighted that I had Indira Gandhi. Different people are different. So to expect Manmohan Singh to be the perfect politician, the perfect economist, the perfect human being is not relevant. What is important is what was the credo of his life? What was the benchmark? What was the yardstick with which he lived? And he lived with the yardstick of innate decency, of dignity, of goodness. And that's why he'll be special. Let me tell you, 10 days before his unfortunate passing, if you were to have a discussion with Dr. Manmohan Singh, none of this would have been there. And a lot of people, including my friend Arnab, said, oh, when people pass, we are all platitudinal. That's not the thing here. See the outpouring of the common Indian today. See the outpouring of politicians across party lines. See the outpouring of grief from people who may have never met him, may have never touched his life. That's the impact that good people have. Good people